It's Tuesday, April 5th, and we have class this evening. We will actually meet at 7 o'clock for a live session in the Connect classroom. But from 6 until 7, I would like for you to look over the new rubric that we have in place for your final ePortfolio project. So if you go to the course page and go over and click on weekly assignments, and then scroll down and click week 12, Introduction to Final Project, there's a link in there to the ePortfolio rubric. And what you'll see here is all of the elements listed that are required for your final project ePortfolio and the point values associated with all of the different assessment elements in the portfolio. So if we look at this main column here, we can see that there are a number of different scores that add up to a score of 60. So if you score the highest points in every category, you'll wind up with 60 points on this project. Notice that there is a requirement for a minimum of 3 web pages, and these web pages are as follows. The first is a landing page. This will be the opening page, the home page for your site, and it needs to contain the elements that are listed here. You need to have a welcome, approximately a paragraph in length. The lengths can vary, but I'm just trying to give you an idea of what I'm looking for. What you've learned about graphic design, 2 or 3 paragraphs or more. How what you've learned is present in your design, and an introduction to the site. And this should be a paragraph or so, and make sure you name and describe the reflection, design, and artifact sections in this introduction. The second page is the artifacts page, and here you can see listed that the requirement is 2 artifacts, so you need to take at least 2 projects that you've done in class and use those to do your reflection and to include in your electronic portfolio. And in this section, you are assessed on, are there 2 artifacts there? Okay, so if the artifacts are present, that has point values. There are also point values assigned to a description of the assigned task. So what was it that you were supposed to do? A description of the design process, which is where you share how you decided to approach the design, and an explanation of how the artifact uses effective layout and design and color theory. The third page is going to be a self-selection media makeover. And what you're going to do for this section is choose a product that you have made in the past. It can be a PowerPoint, a newsletter, a job aid, whatever it is, something that you made prior to this class. And you need to include both the old and new versions of this artifact. In the new revised version, it needs to demonstrate good quality layout and design and color theory. And you need to provide a narrative with that explaining how the original design was changed using the layout and design and color theory. So those are the 3 pages. Web page 1 is your reflection landing page. These are all the elements. Web page 2 is the artifacts, and it tells you what to write about with those and the point values for each. And then web page 3 is your self-selection media makeover. Now, on top of that, the entire portfolio will be judged based upon the design of the design quality of the site. And that is going to include navigation, meaning it should be easy for me. There should be a consistent set of links, and this is done in your navigation. You can do that. You can set that up easily in Google Sites. But your navigation should be the same on every page, and I should be able to click around in your site and go where it is that I want to go. Then you've got your 4 CARP elements: contrast, alignment, repetition, and proximity. You've got your color theory that we covered last week, and then you'll also be assessed on the white space use. And we've covered this on and off in a number of different discussions that we've had. But essentially, just remember less is more. You don't want it to be too cluttered. Good designers don't flood fill all of the white space. They carefully think about what to leave white and what to put content into in a way that makes it a balanced presentation and effective for the message that you're trying to get out. Now, if you look across here, you can see how I'm going to assess each one of these elements. And so if it's poorly designed, not present, that's the lowest score, meaning that things are just not there or they're not designed well. This next column over is things are present, but they're not well designed. Things can be present with minimal design effectiveness, and lastly, things can be present and effectively designed. And so what you want to shoot for is this far right category for your scores. So what I would like for you to do now is study this rubric, apply this rubric to your website as it exists, and make notes of what you've already got done and what it is that you'll need to work on. Lastly, I want you to come up with any questions you have about the rubric. And then we're going to gather in the Connect classroom at 7 o'clock, and I'll review this material with you, and we will take it from there. So review this, apply it to your current website as it stands, see where you stand, and come up with any questions you have, make note of any questions you have about the rubric, and we will meet and discuss this at 7 o'clock in the Connect classroom, and I will see you there.